Hi everyone, I'm İrem. Today I will show you how I made this headband. If you have just started learning how to sew, it is a project that you can easily make. Additionally, if you are patient, you can also sew with hand stitching. If you have an elastic that has elasticity like this one, you can use 15 centimeters. I wanted to use this looser elastic, and since it has less flexibility compared to other one, I used 12 centimeters to be sure headband will fit my head. When it comes to the fabric dimensions, the main strip is 48 centimeters by 18 centimeters, and we need two of these. The other one is 26 centimeters by 7.5 centimeters. I put it right side up and folded right sides together and pinned them along the long edge. I repeated these steps for the other two strips of fabric. I sewed straight stitches and then zigzag stitches all the way down. Since I don't have a serger, I like to combine these two stitches to stop my fabric from fraying. And the stitches look like this. I sewed all my pieces like this. After sewing all the pieces, you need to turn each one inside out. You can use a safety pin to turn the small piece, it will be easier. I smoothed the pieces by hand so that the seam is in the middle now, as you can see. Now it's time to insert the elastic into the small piece. With a safety pin, you can insert it through the fabric tube. I pinned the elastic's both edges into the each ends of fabric tube. Then sewed across the top of each end. Before sewing, make sure you didn't twist fabric or elastic while inserting. After this step, you can follow two different orders of steps. I will show the first one now. I folded the large fabric in half and the seam stayed inside. I put the piece with elastic on the top of the large piece with one end to the other end. By the way, the seam of the elastic piece was facing up. I folded the size of large fabric over the elastic. I pinned and sewed a straight stitch. I made back stitching several times to be sure it is secure. Since this folded edge has so many layers right now, I recommend starting slowly to sew. If your machine needle is a size 10 or 12, it may be a good idea to switch to a thicker needle, as thin needles can break easily. However, this is a very short edge, so if you don't have a different needle, you can easily sew it by hand. When you fold the side parts, the raw edge will stay inside and it will look clean and neat. I sewed the elastic onto one large piece of fabric. Now I should interlace this large piece with the other one. I opened the parts that I just folded to show you how it will look at the end, in order to understand how I should continue, because while it was folded like this, I misunderstood once and thought while the fabric was facing wrong way, I turned the back as the folded part that I just thought was there. Be careful to not twist the elastic. Then place it on the middle of the other end and fold the two edges over the elastic. I sewed this too, like the other edge. After I turned the folded parts inside out, the raw edges will tuck underneath And the front of the elastic part looks neat like this. As for the second process, I folded the large pieces in half, and firstly I interlaced them together. I pulled tight and smoothed them by hand. I put the elastic on the top of one large piece with one end to the other end. While doing it, the seam of the elastic piece was facing up. I folded the edges of the large piece over the elastic and pinned them together. I checked the elastic since I didn't want to twist it, and then I placed it on the other large fabric and folded the two sides over. I just repeated the same steps actually. When I saw a straight stitch on the machine as I did during the first process, the headband will be ready. I think the second order of steps was easier for me because I was able to place and sew the elastic on both edges at the same time. This is what the elastic part looks like when I wear it. I hope this video was helpful for you. I will also write a list of average sizes for different age groups in the description box. It can be especially useful if you want to sew this for a child. If you make a headband with this tutorial, please share a photo with me. Since I love this kind of headbands, I will make different ones. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. See you in the next video.